Satnam, guys. Thank you so much for joining. Welcome to my channel. Pokatokata. I want to come in with an introduction with a more like laid back, personal, friendly vibe, I think. So, just before starting this reading, I got like this very strong sense of like what you thought was some kind of, I just heard vindictive. What you thought was some kind of weakness of yours is actually a very big strength, a very like strong point of yours, okay? Or something that might be an actual weakness of yours is gonna end up working out for you in a very good way. Interesting. How is that gonna happen? I just saw a scenario flash in my awareness, but like in order to detangle that kind of energy now, I feel like you understand what I'm trying to say. So there's something very unexpected in the works, okay? Something very kind of like a what the fuck moment, a spiritual what the fuck moment is in the works, okay? But it's not a what the fuck as in like in a tower necessarily. It might be a tower, but it feels very much like it's just like what? Like, you know, you don't say kind of energy, okay? The Hierophant. That's an interesting card to come up with this vibe. The Page of Cups. What is this Hierophant trying to say? Because like the Hierophant is very structured and religious and like dogmatic and traditional and like by the book kind of energy. Again, this is giving me something of like there's some kind of strength or power in something that you might have felt like was restricting your strength or power. The thing restricting your what you thought, the thing that you thought was restricting your freedom of being or your freedom of belief or freedom of thinking or something specifically, was in actuality the very thing liberating you in order to be an actual free thinker. You know what? I hope I'm using this term correctly, but I feel like this trickster energy that you've been dealing with that kept coming up every now and then in the collective readings was playing devil's advocate with you. It was kind of like, again, it was triggering you into healing, right? So you are about to experience, and I feel like this is going to be a very holy or a very divine experience. You're going to have it's almost like you might even be having a holy experience of your own shadow. You need to take this as it resonates because everybody's like at a different stage or level or whatever, right? But whether you're experiencing your shadow as your shadow or as some kind of external thing, which it isn't, but whatever, again, wherever you are, you're about to be experiencing the holiness of your shadow, the holiness of it, the good side of your shadow. This is very interesting. Wowzers. Page of Swords, the Knight of Cups, and the Knight of Pentacles, and the Page of Cups. There is definitely the Emperor, 5 of Pentacles, 10 of Wands, 9 of Swords, 2 of Cups, 9 of Pentacles. There's also definitely some kind of awareness. Like the Page of Swords can be like a spying energy, right? But it's giving me this like awareness kind of energy. It's giving me this energy of, I hope you can hear me. I hope this isn't like blocking the sound. Anyway, where was I? Like, there's some kind of awareness energy happening, like a very high, very broad perspective, big picture perspective awareness here, okay? The Knight of Cups with the Knight of Pentacles, listen, like, this Knight of Cups and Knight of Pentacles is actually giving me a lot of, like, circumference. It's giving me a lot of, like, consistent, persistent, amazing, like, wish fulfillment energy. Because I feel like, because you are having this holy experience of your shadow self, or of some kind of something, again, that Five of Pentacles, Ten of Wands, well, because you're experiencing this holy experience, or the bright side, let's say, of this, like, very shitty consciousness, or this, like, very intense fear. It was just a fear all along, is also what I'm hearing. Because you're experiencing that good side, your reality is really leveling up. I feel like your reality is, like, really, really shifting. And I feel like, I don't even actually want to say your reality is shifting. I want to say you are really shifting, which kind of, like, by default makes your reality shift, right? But, like, you are shifting internally in such a way that, like, your presence is going to be breaking the matrix. Your presence is going to be reforming the simulation simply via presence, okay? Death. Jesus, that's reformation to the max, you know. I'm getting something about, like, government reformations and shit like that, okay? Um anyway, so, like, your experience is, like, very, it's, like, amazing, right? Your experience is quite profound. It might be slow, it might be, like, but it's consistent, right? uh Especially if you feel like you struggled coming out of dealing with dense, darker, negative energies, okay? But again, you're about to experience everything negative as positive. But I feel like you need to take it in the sense of, like, you're about to be experiencing the holiness of your shadow. I feel like that encompasses this message very, very clearly and very powerfully, okay? And again, with this Knight of Pentacles, there is something to do with reflection with that Two of Cups, and also something to do with love. Love of self, but also love of another, okay? This has something to do very intensely with your shadow too, okay? This Knight of Pentacles, whatever this goodness is that your default like, way of subconscious creation or observation is creating, like, let me go back, let me say that again. Basically, again, because, like, you view, you're experiencing the holiness of your shadow, the default within you is shifting in such a way that this beauty that you are now, like, subconsciously experiencing reality as, is very consistent and permanent in regards to how your 3D reality is going to be looking in the near future, and then in the far future, okay? Like, you experiencing the holiness of your shadow is rewriting you from within. This is, like, very beautiful energy. It's like, it's even, like, detangling a lot of energies within your inner being, okay? Like, detangling a lot of, like, consciousness contracts is what I'm hearing, or consciousness ideas or something like that. The way you observe and relate to reality is changing because of this beautiful experience you're having, okay? And because the way you observe and relate to reality is changing, the beauty that you are automatically now observing into reality, the wish fulfillment that you're automatically observing into reality, is going to be something very permanent, or something very stable. Yeah, Six of Pentacles, okay? The Fool. This is a beautiful, beautiful, divine spark of newness, of beginningness, okay? Whew. Thank you so much, guys. That was your reading. Thank you for liking. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for donating. Also, thank you for purchasing the beautiful crystal bracelets and necklaces. Everything is in the description box down below. I will see you again for another reading tomorrow. Boo, 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 boo.